Miracle Boy Boxing, ladies and gentlemen. I am your host, the one and only hosting Cruz, bringing you another exciting edition of boxing. Don't forget to hit and to like, subscribe to my channel. It's always greatly appreciated. Stay tuned. Miracle Boy Boxing, ladies and gentlemen. I am your host, hosting Cruz, and guys, in just 2 short days, we are going to witness on Netflix the return of one of the greatest heavyweights of all time, one of the greatest punchers of all time in heavyweight history, one of the most ferocious fighters in the history of the sport, the legendary Hall of Famer, the youngest heavyweight champion of the world at 21. No one has broken that record yet, and I don't think they will. Ladies and gentlemen, Iron Mike Tyson. The one and only Iron Mike Tyson. 50 wins, 6 losses, 44 big wins by knockout. Returns to the ring for a professional boxing match for the first time since June of 2005. And he'll be taking on Jake Paul. 2005, ladies and gentlemen. That's a long time ago. 2005. No Facebook. There was no Facebook. Cell phones were around, but they were not like how they are today. What else? I was 10 years old. Now I'm 29 years old. Mike Tyson then was 38. And he fought Kevin McBride out of Ireland. A true journeyman. He never beat an elite fighter or a good fighter. But he beat Mike Tyson that night. Now, Mike said after the fight that he was just doing it to pay his bills, and, he got bills to pay. His heart and mind was not in the sport anymore. Yes, he was in there throwing punches with bad intentions, but he was not there to win the fight. When they got tough, he quit. He did it with Danny Williams prior to that. And that's that, man. He was just doing it for the money. The Mike Tyson that wanted to win a fight, hungry Mike Tyson, was no longer there. So, fast forward now, we're in 2024. Almost 20 years since that fight. And Mike Tyson has not had a fight since then. Now, he had an exhibition with Roy Jones 4 years ago, and he looked pretty good. I'm not going to lie. He did not look tired, and he was holding back. Now, here we are in just a couple of days. Mike Tyson, at 58 years old, is going to go back in that ring. The same ring he last stepped foot in while fighting a true pro fight against Kevin McBride, where he quit on the stool after the 6th round. Now, when this fight was made official, when they announced the fight, when they started to advertise it, Jake Paul and Mike Tyson up on a big high tower building. I don't know where it was, probably in New York. And Mike Tyson is telling Jake Paul to come sign the contract. Jake Paul walks over towards him, signs the contract right on Mike's shirt, drops the permanent marker, and walks off like, you got it, no problem. See you soon, Mike. I didn't take it serious. Because Jake Paul has been known to fight over-the-hill fighters, MMA guys, no true professional boxers his age, and top 10 or top 15. He usually fights at 168, 175 light heavyweight. So I saw this like another one of those that you can't, one of those fights that you can't take serious for Jake Paul. Here he is fighting, yes, one of the greatest heavyweights of all time, but you're fighting a 58-year-old Mike Tyson. Now, as time flew, and Mike Tyson started to do those day 1, day 2, day 3 videos of him training, I watched. Didn't take it serious yet, but I watched. It was impressive. Like, okay, Mike Tyson's putting in work now. Then the fight got canceled because of some acid reflux situation that Mike Tyson suffered. So the doctor told him, "You can continue to train, but not not at the level you were doing it. Slow it down a bit, and then pick it up as what as time goes by within the next 10 weeks." So 10 weeks passed. Mike Tyson started intense training again, and ladies and gentlemen, this is ridiculous. At 58 years old, Mike Tyson. I'm going to show you the image right up on the screen right here in a minute. In a minute. At 58 years old, this is the image right here. Mike Tyson, at 58 years old, this is what he looks like today, heading into the Jake Paul fight. Now, we all want to say, yeah, he's 58 years old. This should not be happening. Jake should be ashamed of himself. But this is not no average 58-year-old. This is a 58-year-old that has been doing this since he was a teenager. The youngest heavyweight champion of ever in the history of the sport. One of the greatest heavyweights of all time. One of the greatest heavyweight punchers of all time. And at 58 years old, yeah, he's 58, but that's who Jake Paul is going to be fighting in 2 days. This guy right here in the image. Before the fight was made announced, Mike Tyson did not look like this. Not even close. Yes, he was okay in shape, but he was not like this. Now, we all want to say this is a circus clown, this is a circus show, this shouldn't be happening. He's 50 years old. Get a life, guys. Move over, move along. Jake Paul, get out of here. But this is not the same Mike Tyson that fought Kevin McBride, neither Danny Williams. This is the Mike Tyson that is a family man. This is a Mike Tyson that's drug free. No no narcotics, no alcohol in his system. Like he said he had when he fought Kevin McBride. He was doing drugs, partying, messing with women, and paying those bills. That Mike Tyson is long gone. This Mike Tyson is a much more is a sober Mike Tyson. No longer paying bills, Mike Tyson. All the women are gone. The partying is gone. I have not seen Mike Tyson look this shredded and in shape in a long time. This is one of his best physiques in a long time. Maybe ever. Maybe since he was Mike Tyson back in the 90s or late 80s. But at 58 years old, Mike Tyson is actually taking this thing way too serious. The Jake Paul fight way too serious. Because this image is a proof of how serious Mike Tyson is taking this fight. Now the last thing to go in a heavyweight or any boxer is your power. Mike Tyson still has that freakish power. Is he fast as he was back in his when he was in his 20s? No. Not even in his 30s, but he's fast enough for a 58-year-old. Joe Rogan on his podcast said when they were talking about Mike Tyson coming back to fight a few years ago, Joe Rogan said if Mike Tyson comes back to fight and he's in there with a guy in his 20s, that 20-something-year-old fighter is going to have a hard time with Mike Tyson. Why? Because Mike Tyson is still hard, he still hits hard. He's strong. And that 20-something-year-old has to be really good at fighting to keep Mike Tyson off of him. Because Mike Tyson is a fast starter in fights. Always been. At 58 years old, Mike Tyson. Regardless, that power is still there. That he's strong. I'm sure, as you can see in the image, it won't lie to you. He's definitely strong, and he's gonna tear right at it, Jake Paul. He's coming right to it. He's coming right to him. Um, how will Jake Paul handle a strong, ferocious Mike Tyson coming at him in the first round? Because Mike Tyson is very dangerous in those early rounds. So yeah, Joe Rogan said it depends on the 27-year-old that he must be really good at fighting to keep him off, to keep Mike Tyson off. And that podcast is has aged very well because now in a couple of days we're about to find out what Joe Rogan was saying back then. We're gonna find out what 27-year-old or 26-year-old Jake Paul, he's about that age, can do to Mike Tyson. How can Jake keep Mike Tyson off of him in those first two rounds? And in this fight, Mike Tyson has 2 minutes to work every round. Doesn't have 3 minutes, which favors Mike Tyson. That's a minute less than what he usually fights when he was fighting. 3 minutes. Um, I'm gonna show you guys. I'm gonna play an audio for you guys, man. And this audio gives me goosebumps. I'm gonna pray for you guys right now. This guy reminds me of Costamato back in the days. One of the greatest trainers of all time, especially for Mike Tyson. I've ever seen you. Yeah? Yeah, the strongest I've ever. And I know you since you're 13. I think this impressed the shit out of me. Nothing impresses me. You know, I'm gonna tell you the truth. I don't lie. I was worried about him traveling here, traveling there. He's not getting. I can sleep now at night. This is great. And while that beat and music is going on, Mike Tyson's putting in the work, man. Like if it's Costamato in front of him, working his neck, doing neck exercises to try to strengthen that neck up. Combinations on the bags, on the pads. From what I see you, the whole time you fought Lennox Lewis. Am I right or wrong? There's a whole new ballgame. I'm proud of you, Mike. I'm proud of you. This guy that was talking that sounds like Costamato knew Mike Tyson since he was 13. He said he was losing sleep because he was worried about Mike Tyson training so hard at his age, moving back and forth from state to state. But when he visited Mike Tyson that day in the gym, he was pleased by what he saw. He said he can sleep good at night now because Mike Tyson is performing, living up to expectations in the gym, getting through every exercise, no problem. Sparring, even dropping sparring partners at 58. He said, and he also said, this is the best he's seen Mike Tyson in a long time. And he said also that he did more work for this camp for Jake Paul than he did for Lennox Lewis, for his fight with Lennox Lewis. That alone made me giggle with excitement because that says a lot. That fight happened in 2002. That was a long time ago. So imagine for him now to say that he's doing more than what he did for the Lennox Lewis fight camp. That is friggin' crazy. So call it what you will, call it what you want. Mike Tyson actually has a chance against Jake Paul. Call me crazy. But if Mike Tyson lands clean on Jake Paul, a right hand, a left hook, uppercut, those shots from Mike Tyson is not gonna bounce off of Jake Paul's chin or head, and Jake is gonna take it and return fire, no problem. No, this is this is one of the greatest heavyweights of all time. One of the greatest punchers in the history of the heavyweight in the history of heavyweight boxing, hitting Jake Paul at 58 because that power and that strength is still there. And he's fast enough for 58. If you look at his work on the pads and the live workout, Mike Tyson was stepping with that jab with decent speed, ripping those combos, sidesteps. Even when he sidesteps, he's launching an uppercut. It's crazy. Now, Jake Paul, I'll tell you something about Jake Paul. You know, you gotta give him credit. You know, you gotta give him credit, man. He's bringing a lot of entertainment to the boxing world. He's done great stuff with Amanda Serrano's career, and he's developed well as a boxer. He's taking it serious, man. He puts in the work. He's come a long way. But even though he's fighting Mike Tyson, who is 58, this is a huge risk because if Mike Tyson wins and KOs Jake Paul, then everything Jake Paul has ever worked hard for will go down in smoke because you lost to Mike Tyson. You lost to a 58-year-old Mike Tyson, regardless if it's Mike Tyson. And if Jake Paul wins, Jake Paul ain't gonna get no credit because he beat a 58-year-old Mike Tyson. They say there's no win-win here, but this will be the talk. This will be such a big talk for the rest of the year and even leading into 2025. If Mike Tyson could go in there at 58 years old and knock out pretty good polish, young, solid 27-year-old Jake Paul. I don't know, man. I'm excited. I can't wait. I actually feel so good about this, about Mike Tyson's chances, that I can predict. I want to predict a first round knockout by Mike Tyson. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think, man. Mike Tyson is back for the first time in a true pro fight since 2005 against Jake Paul in a couple of days on Netflix. This is gonna be a massive event. Massive event. Saint Taylor Serrano 2 on the card. Co-main event in what was one of the greatest women's fight in the history of the sport. Mario Barrios defending against Abel Ramos. And Shushu Carrington also on the card as well. Bruce Shushu Carrington. One of Top Rank's highly touted prospects and out of Brooklyn, New York, just like Mike Tyson. America Boy Boxing, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your host, Austin Cruz. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. It is always a pleasure to talk to you guys about boxing. See you guys in my next video. Peace.